up, everyone? This is Adam Quiney, and first, happy holidays. Welcome back from them. As you may be able to tell, I'm a little hoarse because I've gotten a cold over the Christmas break. But that being said, had an amazing set of holidays, and so now we're back in this video series, going up to 100. I think we're on video 9 or 10 today. I can't remember exactly which one. But the subject that I want to cover is on choosing your stories. So that's kind of a funny term. I think maybe most of these distinctions are. I remember listening to some coaches talking, and they were sharing how someone that they were working with, one of their clients, was talking about how, well, you know, with the economy in the state it is, and this is why you can't create that because of the economy. And they were saying, well, it's not the economy, it's what you believe to be true about the economy that's getting in your way. And so this is really the crux of what I'm talking about. The stuff out there is not really at issue. It's not it's not how people are or how the economy is set up or anything like that that really creates our problems, that really holds us back. It's what we believe to be true about them. And most of the time we don't really realize this because our stories equal our reality. And I don't mean if you tell yourself that there's green mountain goats, then you're going to magically create green mountain goats. What I mean is that what you believe to be true, you will take actions in accordance with that. So if you have a belief that in this economy, you can't get paid what you're worth, I'm willing to bet you good money that, even in this economy, that you will take actions related to that. So perhaps you will offer a lower rate to your clients, or perhaps you will haggle and be much more willing to come down from your rates than you would otherwise in a good economy. And so people often struggle when I first present this to them because they're like, yeah, but the world out there is. And I'm not suggesting that you can't find evidence to prove your story is true. In fact, whatever story you choose to take on, you can find really good evidence to confirm it. And that's what we as humans do. There's this logical fallacy called confirmation bias, where we look for evidence that confirms what we already believe to be true. And that's how these stories become reality for us. We create a story about something out there, then we gather evidence that supports that story, and we take actions in alignment with that story, and that basically creates this system, excuse me, where our story both gives us our reality and is reinforced by the reality we create. It's a little funny, but if you can kind of imagine it, it's like the two hands drawing each other in the M.C. Escher drawing. And so oftentimes part of what I'm doing with my clients is I'm not actually we're not doing any work to change anything out there. We're just having them start to really get clear on the stories they're telling themselves and to start to notice the actions they take from that place. So if I have a client who believes that they're unlovable, it might come clear that in relationships, they've got a bunch of strategies. Well, if I'm unlovable, I need to keep people out. I need to keep some distance, because as soon as they get close enough in, they're going to realize I'm not lovable and leave. Or maybe I need to really put on a show and show up fake and different, because if they really got in, they would realize, oh, unlovable, and then et cetera, et cetera. So and I think really the crux here is not that any one story is bad. It's just that your beliefs, some people call them limiting beliefs, your stories, your belief about the way the world works has an impact. It dictates how things go for you. And as coaches, we're not looking to change those, simply to have them come out of your blind spot into your purview. So you can then actually choose that story if that's what you want. If it's an empowering belief that in this economy you can't ask for your full rates and therefore need to offer a lower rate, hey, keep it. And if that belief is holding you back from really creating what you want and getting paid the money you commensurate with what you're worth, then maybe it's time to change that belief. And now the challenge is, of course, that you've built up a whole raft of evidence and you're actively gathering evidence that supports that belief. You're actually going to have to do something outside of that. And often when people start to do something different, something counter to the well-worn pattern, it's not going to feel comfortable. They're going to be like, no, look, I'm gathering, there's all this proof that what I'm choosing is wrong, and you know what, this feels totally uncomfortable and not me, not authentic to me. That's often the defense sort of people mount. And of course it would, because you've been spending so much time in this well-worn rut, this pattern, this story that's so familiar, and we're actually having you train yourself to do something different. So of course it's going to feel weird, awkward, uncomfortable for a while. That's the nature of creating new stories. So the really powerful thing you can do here is start to, when you hear yourself, like you can start by listening to your language. When you say, well, I would do this except for, or like listen for those buts, those compromises in your own speaking. I would take that on except for the fact that, if only for this, then. And when you catch that, or when someone catches it for you, and you're able to hear it, because oftentimes when people point out or speaking to us, we can kind of, hey, fuck off. We don't love that necessarily. So when you catch that, you can start to deconstruct it. Hey, hang on a sec. If the problem isn't that thing out there that I'm putting it on, but rather what I believe about that thing out there, what is that belief? And then you can take a look. Is that belief something that moves me forward towards what I desire, or does it get in the way? Welcome back from the holidays. Keep tuning in. Hit that subscribe thing on my YouTube channel if you want to get an automatic notification when these come out. Looking forward to keeping in touch. Bye-bye.